Sri Lanka arrived at the port of Spain in Trinidad in April 2008 for the second and final test of the series. A victory in the opening test in Guyana had given them a golden opportunity to claim their first series win in the Caribbean. But the West Indian pride was hurt and Chris Gayle's side was ready for battle. Sri Lanka set the home side a target of 253 to win. It looked like an easy target with all 10 wickets intact and 2 days left in the match. But the threat of Chaminda Was and Muralitharan was looming large. The fourth day began with Sri Lanka striking quick blows. It was left to Ramnaresh Sarwan to steady the innings. Sarwan had scored 3 half-centuries in the series and the home team needed a big innings from him to square the series.
Ramnaresh Sarwan is the number 3 batsman for the West Indies. He has been in pretty good form.
Got it neatly away from the field. A beautiful timing for a batsman who's in form. So Sarwan gets a boundary.
Well, a fairly simple delivery to put away for a man who's in the sort of form that Ramnaresh Sarwan is in. A low full toss.
Just over the head of the backward point fielder and goes away for 4. So another boundary, 32 for 2, the West Indies here now.
Sarwan quick onto the length that he was offered. It was a short pitch delivery, giving him just enough room. I don't think he hit it as cleanly as he would have liked, but he got enough bat on it.
Nicely cut away by Sarwan. His strongest shot goes to the boundary for 4.
He's been looking for room since he came to the wicket. Ramnaresh Sarwan, anxious to use whatever width is on offer. That delivery from Chaminda Was, not swinging back into him, giving him the room he wanted, and he placed it well.
Couple more runs here for Ramnaresh Sarwan. Could be 3 if they push hard. No, it'll be 2.5 if they do that. Good choice to say no. That third man that we were talking about is this gentleman in this area. As the 50 comes up for the West Indies. What they have done is they've left this gentleman here at mid-on. And again, a deep square leg in addition to the fine leg. So a lot of room here if the length isn't correct. You can see the mid-on now walking back across. Glorious. Glorious. As 1 or 2 commentators around the region would say, it's an off-drive played in the approved manner.
Further evidence that Sarwan is in good form here. 3 half-centuries, as we mentioned earlier on in the series. West Indies will be hoping that he carries on to make this one a 4th and possibly into 3 figures.
Yep, nice. Nice. It's something that Mahela Jayawardene does very well in allowing the ball to come on to him and hitting it under his eyes. This time it's Sarwan.
A bit too full. That is Tushara's problem at the moment. Both deliveries, allowing the drive. You can see there, that is what Mahela Jayawardene is saying. You're getting too close to the batsman with the pitch of the ball. Just making a slight adjustment in the mid-on, getting him a bit straighter now that the bowler has come round the wicket.
And that's the point I was making, Mikey. He's bowled well during the series, but often Tushara will give you 2 or 3 not spot-on deliveries during an over. He's still learning. He gives you two very good deliveries, and that's what you have to watch out for. Make it 3. He's knocked the stumps off at the non-strikers end, or the bails I should say. 62 for 2. That is 4. That is 4. That's a resounding thump. Chaminda Vaas won't be too worried. It's sort of the drive that he wants Sarwan to be playing at times, but Sarwan is middle that.
It's a bit wide of off stump, but not a lot of movement off the seam from Chaminda Vaas with that delivery.
Now getting a pretty steady drizzle here at Queen's Park Oval. You can see it now on your screen. Sarwan defends well, 93 for 3.
That's the story here at the Queen's Park Oval. The umpires have seen enough. They've called the ground staff onto the playing area to cover the pitch. Tony Koza said it's not yet 12, but I think he's had an early visit from the showers, customary during this test match. West Indies need 160 more runs to win. Sri Lanka needs 7 wickets.
In the air, but short of the fielder. And in fact, it's gone through him. Gone for 4. Tushar is out there. The ball skidded on him. He seemed to have it in control. But it goes through him and gets a boundary. Another half century for Ramnaresh Sarwan. 4th in 4 innings in the series. So Ramnaresh Sarwan 50. He hasn't gone on to convert that into 3 figures before now. What an opportunity this would be if he can do it here.
Certainly it's gone a little quiet on the field. Sri Lankans were very enthusiastic when they got that 3rd wicket.
Now you'll hear the crowd reacting. Warning Sarwan against playing this type of shot.
Just a little bit of extra pace. He's been playing balls around 73, 74 miles per hour. This one probably closer to 80. Just that little extra pace that's made the difference.
Now he's got hold of it, but there's a man out there. Cricket all over the world, the crowds get involved, but I don't think they get as involved as they do here. They give advice all the time. They're shouting, as you saw there, what to do, what not to do, arguing with each other. They really get completely wrapped up in it.
Well, there's only an orthodox first slip, no second slip. Well, not even orthodox first slip because he's a bit wide. Hedging their bets in the slips. Yep, yeah, he's saying, yeah, there we go.
Getting a little bit adventurous here now, Ramnaresh Sarwan.
Oh, well run, very well run. Very well run by Chandapal. It's a bye, but Chandapal, I was just saying a moment ago, the running has been vibrant. It's been intense, and that was good spotting.
I think Shivnarayan Chandrapal wanted to get Sarwan off strike as well. 2 men close in now.
Nice shot. Nice forcing shot. Good response from Sarwan. He was in the air for a little bit.
You can see the short mid-wicket in the picture there, but he has gone squarer than the short mid-wicket. Big gap out there. That short mid-wicket has taken a few paces back.
That will run away for 4. 147 for 3. 1.
Comfortable single down to deep mid on.
I'm going to stick my neck out here, given what has happened in the past with commentators' curses, but I do think that the West Indies team, should they get this total, it could be a real defining moment for this particular bunch of young men.
Take it! How was that?
Off the pad. They were sure they had him. Sarwan just lifts the bat high above his head. Umpire Bowden says not out. He was caught in at short leg in the first innings off Murley.
Very difficult to tell from there. No obvious deflection. You have to really expect the fielders to ask, though, given the situation of the game.
That'll be 4. That's a lovely straight drive by Sarwan. Beautifully played.
Well, Muralitharan giving a little bit too close. Sarwan, who prefers playing off the front foot, is in the type of form as he moves into his 70s. He's now in 73, where he won't miss out on these. The rare half volley from Muralitharan, and as we've seen so often in the last 2 test matches, a flowing drive from Sarwan.
Moves him on to 73. Partnership to 86 now. Correction, 88. Four runs down the ground. It's past Murley this time on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, he got a bit of a hand on it. Van Dort could collect it, but this time it passes him and goes for a boundary.
Well, usually a very good fielder to his own bowling. He stopped the previous one. On this occasion, he was actually there, but I guess you could say it went to his weaker side. Muralitharan now electing to change his angle, coming over to the right-hander.
My goodness, almost dragged on. Ball turned back in, he didn't have the room, but they should get a third for this. They will. No, they decide against it. Surely a third. Surely. The pressure there, and they decide against taking the risk.
Well, the change of angle almost worked for Muralitharan, coming over the wicket, getting a lot of turn. Sarwan chopping it down, and lucky for him, getting it just beside that leg stump, beating the man at leg slip as well. Another fluent drive for a single, ends the over, 168 for 3. No doubt about the passion for the game in the Caribbean. Sarwan pulls hard, finds the gap. He's going to get 4 more. And look at the response from the crowd here. Suleiman Ben, Chris Gale, the rest of the West Indies team, the crowd, everybody now sensing that the game is slowly shifting in favour of the West Indies. Concerned faces on the Sri Lankans. We look at Sarwan latching on to a ball that was a little bit too short, and the spectators now fully involved.
swept away, but there's a man out there patrolling.
It's another pull shot. Now he has taken this from way outside the off stump at a height that demands very, very precise control of a shot.
Yes, they're enjoying it now. Very short, and as Ian Bishop said, it takes a lot to control the ball, but he's hit it down, and he's hit it well in front of mid-wicket. Not too far away from mid-on, but he was well in control. So far, the West Indians have played him well today. Particularly this pair, both Sarwan and Chandrabol. Haven't tried to get too many off him, but have played him well.
Good sweep shot. Will it go all the way? This could be the century. It is. 3 figures for Ramnaresh Sarwan.
That's a delighted man. Big smile. The dressing room stands up for him, and he acknowledges the crowd. They're all delighted. They're up on their feet. What a fine innings it's been from Sarwan. They've all come here today to see the West Indians try and reach this target of 253. They needed one of their players to make a big score, and Ramnaresh Sarwan has obliged 100 not out in 151 deliveries with 15 boundaries, and his 10th Test match 100.
We saw an earlier graphic that showed that he had 8 half centuries against Sri Lanka. No centuries. Has one now. Just a single. So important though for the West Indies that Sarwan stays there until the end. Both of these batsmen don't want to ever assume that they are safe.
And Sarwan on 101 of 157 deliveries, 15 boundaries.
Well, that's one ball that he now knows that he has in his armory. The googly, the wrong one.
He's got a sort of an easy flowing action.
A shout and given. So Sarwan coming down, looking to clip it to the mid-wicket region, has managed to give a catch to the man at short leg. Dilshan, the man taking the catch, and he's going to walk back to the pavilion with a large show of appreciation from the crowd here at the Queen's Park Oval. He has gone a long way to ensuring that the West Indies will end up drawing this series. It's been a wonderful innings.
Fantastic knock. A knock at the right time, the importance of a situation, the importance of a series, and the importance of a career on the upward climb. It deserves everything from his teammates, because it has been a match-winning knock. 23 more runs needed, and Sarwan has taken him that close. And it's a good catch as well from Dilshan, because the ball before, he was struck on the leg the ball before. He kept his eye on it. He didn't turn his face away, though Sarwan came to play an aggressive shot. He took a fantastic catch early in the day. 102 to Sarwan, 230 for 4.
And that's a good shot to get off the mark from Devon Smith. Played a few of these in the first innings. Thuran immediately changing his line of attack, coming over the wicket to the left-handed Smith. I repeat, from a different angle, gets him his second boundary. 63 overs completed, West Indies 238 for 4.
Gone through the hands of Van Dort, or maybe over him. It went quickly and he couldn't get up in time. We saw Sangakkara caught in the gully of Powell from one that choked him and travelled a lot slower. This one from Chandapal flew.
And that's it. That's over. The West Indies have squared the series. Scenes of joy, jubilation and celebration from both Devon Smith and Shivnarine Chandapal. Disappointment for the Sri Lankans. And the West Indies have squared the series here in Port of Spain, Trinidad.
Sarwan's century ensured that the West Indies squared the series 1-1 in Trinidad. Sarwan and Shivnarine Chandapal kept the Lankan Lions at bay after they struck early blows. The threat of Muralitharan was blunted as the two batsmen forged a partnership of 157 runs. Sarwan's century was an innings of exemplary application. West Indies needed one of its big players to see them through the chase. Sarwan was the one who answered that call of duty.